Hey, 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 from Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru, and I just wanted to come to you today. I want to give some encouragement. If you know me, I'm all about being in the moments. Sometimes we're so on schedule, but I said, while I'm in this moment, while I'm in this present, before I forget this moment, I just wanted to come to you, to someone that really needs this word today, and provide a word of encouragement. I just finished a speaking engagement that I had, and I was sharing with these professionals about you don't need a new year, you need a new you. And so I walk in the room, I knew the Eventbrite that I put out there and the people that had registered. But at the same time, the university had sent out this information. And what they had done was they had their own email list. I didn't know the guests that came. Hey, Brandy. And what happened was I walk into this room, right? And nobody looks like me. I mean, zero people look like me. Now, this isn't a bad thing. But what I'm saying is the people that I knew were coming, yeah, some of them were there, but they were like all of these seasoned people, seasoned pros that were in the room that I didn't know you. And then a few of you I did know, so that was awesome. It's always good when you see support there for you and people you know. But at the same time, I had all these people. I mean, again, there were people of all other ethnicities. There were older people. There were people with their PhD. And I'm not intimidated by that. But sometimes you just get that little, whoo, so this is what the room going to be like. But you know what I do? I calm myself in that moment, and I'm a firm believer that I'm led by the Spirit. So what is in you is a value. And when you know what you have, what you've prepared, your gift, and you walk in that thing, it doesn't matter who come in the room. If you know the President of the United States, whichever one you respect, if they come in the room, you might have your breath taken away for a minute, but you know what? What's in you is what is in you. And nobody can take that away. There's no degree, there's no qualifications, there's no level of achievement that takes away the gift that is you. So I stand firm in that. I knew what I prepared. I knew what I had prayed. And I knew what gifting I operated in. So the presentation was ready, and all I was going to do is what I was purposed to do in that moment. So I got up there, I gave my presentation because I'm heartfelt about it. And every time I speak, what I want is transformation. I don't want to motivate and encourage you, because if you do your job, you're going to do that anyway. I want one thing, one takeaway to transform your life. I had to come up here and share with you guys, and I hope I don't appear to be rambling because I'm just blown away. So in this moment, I wanted to do it. When I tell you that those seasoned professionals, those PhDs, those this, those that, came up to me afterwards and said, you know what? That was a good presentation. But sometimes our humility, or sometimes it's just our esteem level. Okay, they're being nice. That's a good attaboy, all right. But no, they didn't stop there. They went and told me, you know what? Even some of the conversations afterwards, they were saying, you know what she said about this, this, or that? Yeah, and what she said about this and that. And then they were saying conversations like, a lot of new business owners, that's what they do. A lot of small business owners, that's what they do. And I was hearing from these seasoned pros, you know what? I realized this is the CEO. This is the businesswoman. This is the brand that you've grown to be. So that's another point I want to share and encourage somebody today. Don't knock your humble beginnings. Don't knock that you're not where you want to be. Because the truth is, if you're doing it right, you will never be where you want to be. There's always a new level for you to acquire once you get this one. So you want to be on top, there is no top. Because if you get to whatever position you aspire to get to, there's a new level to climb. If there's not, then you're dead. So there's always a quest to do better, to do different, to do innovation, whatever. So there's always a level to strive for, but then what happens when you meet that level? So that's why I want to tell people, because so many times, especially in entrepreneurship or lofty goals, people will shame you and say, well, so-and-so do what you do and they're there. Or so-and-so making this much a month, how much are you making? You need to be more focused on execution. You need to be more focused on building what you love and doing that. Because if you're really focused on doing what your gift is, what your purpose is, all of the other things are going to come. It's a work in progress. And sometimes we just don't give ourselves permission to work at a thing and succeed. And then other times we don't give ourselves permission to be great. And if you don't believe it, if you don't give yourself permission to operate in your natural gifts without shaming yourself, without belittling yourself, then you start having these self-defeating behaviors. So I'm going to get back to this example to encourage you. So they start coming up and saying things like, you made us rethink this. And, that was a good talk. And I like the point. When people start telling you the point that resonated with them, they're not just giving you a facade or attaboy trying to be nice. No, they're telling you that what you did was impactful. But I think one of the things that just dropped it for me was the fact that one of the people came up to me and said, you know what? I have to go back now. And they start pointing a few things I said out, but they said, I have to go back now and talk to our consultants. Because I can see from what you said, we are doing our entire collegiate board, our panels, and our committee wrong. And I need to take those points that you said, and I need to sit down with my consultants and tell them we need to redesign this thing. And I just laugh and go, you know what? Didn't do so bad. For that woman that just a few years ago, when I made that leap to 100% self-employment, when those employers sat there and, try to discourage me from leaving, and you know how people have that opinion, okay, they're going to go do this, but what's the big deal? And then I'm sitting here too, I'll tell you a little secret. Last night, I just accepted a chair position to be in charge of a committee. For a nonprofit organization. It's a major nonprofit organization in Hampton Roads. But what took my breath away is the person that stepped down and I'm going to be the chair over that particular committee has been there since its inception. And a part of me just went, oh my God, you're like stepping in the shoes of someone who's been here for 20-something years. And then I had to stop myself. So this is another thing for you on Friday. No, sweetheart, you're not stepping in the shoes. They left a legacy. You're not stepping in their shoes. You shouldn't step in anybody's shoes because guess what? Their shoes was for them. Your shoes are for you. They have left a legacy. So now it's your time to come in that position with your giftings and how the Spirit will leave you and operate in your excellence. Not try to duplicate what someone else did. They did what they were designed to do. They operated in their gifts according to their excellence and left a legacy. Now it's your time to sit down with the position you've been given and you've accepted and figure out what legacy do you need to build and leave for a time such as this. So I'm going to end it there. Of course, for more of these things, you can follow me on thejoyguru.net and all the platforms that are attached to that. But here's the thing. This Friday, this weekend, think about what your purpose is and are you operating in that, no matter what it looks like. Don't, because you're not here or you're not making this much money or you're not as flashy as this person, whatever, stop. Are you doing what you love? Are you doing what you're designed to do? Are you doing what you're passionate about? If not, maybe it's time to redesign some things. Or maybe it's just time to give yourself permission to be great and then walk it out. Have a joy-filled day, guys, and I just want you in this year to just dominate. Stop being weak. Stop apologizing. Stop belittling yourself. And just walk in your greatness and execute at whatever level that is. And when you continue to show up, be present, and execute in your natural gifts, and as the Spirit leads you, you can't help but win.